Hurricane Melissa will be a storm that many Jamaicans remember for decades to come. And joining us right now is Marvin Stuart, who lives in Kingston area of Jamaica and rode out the storm. And Marvin, thank you so much for joining us. And can you just give us a little bit of information about your perspective as you rode out Melissa on the eastern part of the country?
Yeah, so as I said, we're in the eastern part. Where I live is actually a place called Stony Hill. We overlook the city of Kingston. We're just a stone's throw away from Kingston. Today I drove around about a 5 mile radius, and I will tell you, I was shocked. The amount of down trees and down poles in my area in the hills. However, when I went to Kingston itself, which is the capital, and drove around the city, it was not bad. Yeah, it wasn't bad as I thought it would have been compared to what I see in the mountains where I live in Stony Hill.
Yeah, obviously I know that the worst of Melissa, fell across the western part of the country. Now, I'm not sure if you reached out to loved ones, friends, and family that may have lived out in the western part of the country. If you can you give us like an idea of what people out that way really dealt with, especially when it comes to those really strong winds and the heavy rain, or at least across the western part of Jamaica?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's unbelievable. I've spoken to two friends that come from Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth, and they are telling me that it is something that they can't recall ever seeing in their entire life. This is not even close to what they perceived as Gilbert, which was 1988. Jamaica is devastated. Jamaica is not the Jamaica that you saw 48 hours or 72 hours before. Yes, Kingston City has been spared, but half of the island has not been spared, and it's devastated. You know, a lot of people are just trying to make some assessment, and Jamaica will take a long time to recover. A Cat 5 going into Jamaica, a Cat 4, Cat 5 going to any country will flat the country.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Now, Marvin, now I know you've been living in Jamaica for quite a bit now. How does this storm compare to any other storms that you have seen being in Jamaica? And I know that you mentioned a previous storm. I don't remember the name of it.
Gilbert.
Gilbert. Yes. Okay. Yes. So talk about Gilbert in comparison to Melissa.
As I said, it just feels that this is the mother of all storms. I was joking with somebody today and said, Gilbert is just the son of Melissa. Melissa was the mother. Um, Jamaica saw a major hurricane pass through its doors or over its island, the biggest one since it's 1988. And I was, I think maybe 15, 16, and I still have it vivid in my memory. We didn't have power for 4 months. Now that we have power here, I am sure my fellow Jamaicans on the western part of Jamaica are going to go through the same thing that we went through in 1988. It is devastating what the things that you are seeing. A lot of people in large and small communities just don't have roofs, don't have anything. And as I'm going to make it clear that within the next 48 hours, 72 hours, I myself am going to volunteer and drive myself to the West Coast when it's roads are possible and volunteer and give a day or two. They just need help. Yeah.
And Marvin, now this brings me up to my next question. So obviously I know that Melissa is now starting to depart, Jamaica now starting to depart the Caribbean. What can just people here in the States that are watching you right now, how can we help you all out there in Jamaica?
I would say do two things. When we open up, come to Jamaica. That's it. Our tourism dollars are vital to our country. And just come to visit Jamaica. I was saying to somebody today, says Jamaica needs the world now. Yep. Jamaica has given the world so much as an island. We have 3 million people living in Jamaica. And you maybe understand that Jamaica has given the world reggae music, Bob Marley, dancehall music, ska. You mentioned this earlier, we have given cuisine, jerk chicken. We've given vacations to millions and millions of people. We've given the fastest man in the world comes from Jamaica, Usain Bolt. The fastest woman in the world comes from Jamaica, Shelly Ann Fraser Price, and Sharika Jackson. So, as I said, Jamaica needs the world. We need you to come and volunteer. I am, as I said, I am not a part of the government. I am an individual citizen of Jamaica. And all I can say to you is we have given the world so much. We have changed cultures in the world across. There's no other country like ours. I make no apologies and say that for a little island of 3 million people, we have influenced the world. And we need your help now. Just come and visit. I can't say any more than that. I know that the government, if I recall, has a website that says supportjamaica.gov.gm, if I can recall. Don't quote me on it. Supportjamaica.gov.gm. I think everybody can visit and support. But I would say, my fellow Jamaicans that live in the diaspora, United States, and all over the world that listens to this station, come home. We need your help. All the people that visited Jamaica on their honeymoon, vacation, and enjoy themselves, come back to Jamaica. Once the doors open up, fill those flights. It's coming up to winter season, which is typically November, December, January, February, March. Make it not 5 million people come into Jamaica, make it 50 million people come into Jamaica. Because at the end of the day, it helps our farmers, our hoteliers, people. Just that's the way to help.
All right, Marvin, is there anything else that you'd like to add before we let you go? We've got about 30
No,
seconds.
I appreciate everybody. And as I said, Jamaica needs the world now. I truly appreciate everybody supporting Jamaica. And I thank you guys for covering Jamaica in this way.
All right, Marvin, thank you so much for your time. And we're thinking about the whole country of Jamaica and all the Caribbean, as you all have been dealt a heavy blow with Melissa coming on through. We're going to have more of those Talk With the stories coming up after this here on Weather Nation.
Thank you.